So Russia invaded Ukraine.
Overnight, in the capital of Ukraine, the sound of missile strikes and air sirens.
Now this might sound kind of stupid, but I really did not expect that. I thought Russia was smarter, more strategic. I didn't think they were going to full send it straight to Ukraine.
Explosions rocking several cities, including the capital of Kyiv.
But what does that mean for the stock market? How is that going to affect us investors? Alright, what is up YouTube? Tim Layton here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you for coming. It means a lot. So, I am going to give you guys a quick rundown on what's going on right now in case you're unaware of what's happening. However, if you don't know and you want a very in-depth look at why this all started in the first place, I highly suggest you go check out this video right here. If you don't care how it started, or you already know how it started, then stay tuned because we're going to get into what's going on right now and how that is going to affect us. Alright guys, so late last night here in the United States, or early in the morning over in Russia, Putin announced a special military operation in Ukraine, which is a fancy way of saying, hey, we're invading Ukraine. Now it's important to know that Putin expressed that his overall goal for this special military operation is to demilitarize Ukraine. And he does not intend to occupy Ukraine, meaning he does not want to take Ukraine back and make it a part of Russia. He just wants to take away their military. But should we believe him? Honestly, probably not. If you watched my last video, I called Putin a snake. And that sentiment still holds very true to this day. Maybe even more so now. Now the reason I say that is because just 2 weeks ago, Putin held a press conference where he accused Biden and Fox News, CNN, American news outlets of fear-mongering and trying to will this war into existence, stating that he didn't have any troops on the Ukrainian border, he didn't want to take over Ukraine, we were making it all up. Now 2 weeks later, what happens? Troops on the border invading Ukraine. So now today he says, oh no, we don't want to take over Ukraine. He probably wants to take over Ukraine. Now, one interesting thing that I was pondering last night when I was watching the news and I was seeing their military invasion. For the people who've been watching my videos, you know that I just recently left the military. I was in the Air Force. And I know that if I was still in the Air Force and Biden called down and he said, hey, I need you to go into Canada right now and start killing them for no reason. Just start taking over Canada, killing everybody. There's no way I'd do that. Never. I would never do that. Because I am a human person with my own morals and beliefs, and I don't want to kill Canada. They're homies. So it just made me wonder, how could Putin make an entire military, hundreds of thousands of people, rush into Ukraine, kill people, bomb people, and take over an innocent country? Well, I got the answer for you guys right here in this video clip.
Защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима. И для этого мы будем стремиться к демилитаризации и денацификации Украины, а также преданию суду тех, кто совершил многочисленные кровавые преступления против мирных жителей, в том числе и граждан Российской Федерации.
So Putin is actually telling the Russian people, the Russian citizens, that the Ukrainian government and military is not only murdering their own people, but also Russian civilians as well. And that is how he is rationalizing this invasion to the Russian people and probably the Russian military members as well. These Russian military members are under the impression that these Ukrainian military members are murderers and savages killing their own people, which is crazy to me. It blows my mind. How much power, how much control Putin has over the mind of his people. He is able to influence all of them into thinking that what they're doing is okay and right. In a world where there is so much news and information all over the internet, he is able to control his entire population into doing what he wants. That's just crazy to me. Now, I'm not in Ukraine. I have never been to Ukraine, so I cannot say with 100% certainty that Ukraine isn't killing their own people and killing Russians, but I am 99.99999% sure that that is not happening, and it is the definition of fake news. Alright, now on to the important stuff, on to the juicy stuff. How does that affect us investors? Us stock market hodlers, what are we doing? How is it affecting us? Why do we care? Well, late last night, the S&P 500 futures fell nearly 2.7% on news that Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, as of the time of recording this video, the S&P 500 is only down 1.7%, so we are seeing a recovery. But in my non-professional opinion, I don't think this is a real, true recovery. I don't think we saw the bottom. I think this is just a temporary up before we keep going down. Because I also don't think Russia's stopping anytime soon. At the time of this recording, Biden is currently holding a press conference on how they plan to stop Russia. It is said that he plans on implementing very harsh restrictions on Russia, i.e. trade going in and out of Russia, hopefully being able to cripple their economy enough to where they stop invading Ukraine. But that's not good for us either. Because in case you don't know, Russia is the second largest oil manufacturer in the world, meaning our already high gas prices are going to skyrocket way higher if we stop trade in and out of Russia. So not only is that going to skyrocket inflation, freak out the Fed, but it's also going to hurt our wallets every time we try and get gas. Now, it's also said that this isn't going to take effect immediately. If Biden decides to lock down trade with Russia, it's going to be until early to mid-March before we see gas prices skyrocket, but they're going to skyrocket. All right, and this is also going to potentially worsen our already pretty shitty supply chain issues. It's going to raise shipping costs because of the rising gas prices. And it's also potentially going to lengthen shipping times with all of this going on in Europe and Asia. Now that's going to raise producer inflation. It's going to cost companies more to produce their goods, which is going to boil over into consumer inflation and make everything we got a lot more expensive. Which again, is exactly what the Fed is trying to reverse right now. So piling this on top is not going to look good for the stock market. Now, I will say a lot of people are calling for a crash in the stock market, like the dot-com bubble, 2008. I don't really expect that. Because from what I've learned, being in the military, we do not want to go to war with Russia. We will do whatever it takes to not go to war with Russia, because as soon as the US and Russia starts firing at each other, it's World War III. It's going down. And we do not want that. So Biden and the government as a whole is going to try their damn hardest to not let that happen. Alright, so now finally, what am I doing? Now I will have to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. So take what I am saying with a grain of salt. This is just what I'm doing, not what you should be doing. But right now I'm out of options. I am not going into any options until this goes one way or the other. If we go to war with Russia, I'm buying puts, baby. And if we can somehow stop Russia before this gets any worse, maybe I'll buy some calls, or at least some VIX, some volatility index puts. But as of right now, I am just holding my blue chip stocks, my really stable money-making stocks, and I'm just holding them. And I got a decent amount of cash sitting on the side in case we learn anything definitive and I can kind of guess which way the market's going to go. Then I might throw some calls or throw some puts at something. I don't care what way the market goes, I just want to make money. I think that's the best way to be. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If the market's going up, ride it. If the market's going down, ride it. Make some money. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something useful. What's going on right now is crazy. Nobody knows what's happening. And because I don't know what's happening, that's why I'm holding my faithful blue chip stocks that aren't going anywhere. And I got some cash to the side because this could provide one of the best buying opportunities we've seen in years. If you go back in history and you look at all of the corrections in the past, you could have a massive return buying anywhere near the bottom. You don't even have to time it perfectly. If you're even close, you're going to have a massive return on your investment. So that's my thoughts on this whole situation. That's my thoughts on the stock market. If you like this video, please give it a like. It's not that hard. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow.